co-researchers, to the faculty staff of National Polytechnic College of Science and Technology. Special mention to Dr. Chineta Dapitu, who is my advisor, my professor, who assigned me to conduct this thesis research study. Good day to all of us. I am Judith Mellang, a fourth-year college student of NPCST, taking up Bachelor in Elementary Education, who conducted a study entitled The Influence of Learning Environment to the Blended Learning of Fourth-Year Students in NPCST. The researcher sought and solved the following statement of the problem raised in. So, first statement of the problems: what is the level of effect of blended learning to the learning environments of fourth-year students in NPCST? Number 2, does it affect the academic performance of students and why? Third, what is the impact of COVID-19 to the learning habits of fourth-year students? Fourth, why is blended learning considered an effective alternative teaching? And last, statement of the problems: is there any significant relationship between blended learning and learning environments? If there is, what is it? So in this study also, we can identify the level of effect of blended learning to the learning environments of students in NPCST, and what is the impact of COVID-19 to the learning habits of students of NPCST. So let us begin with the introduction. So since the coronavirus hits globally, the education in the Philippines was shifted to the blended learning environment, which is the great impact to the students and teachers because of the new level of learning. So this experimental study highlights the effect of a blended learning environment, which is laid out of the basis of videos for face-to-face and online platform environments. So the researcher used a descriptive quantitative research design to collect quantifiable information for statistical analysis of the population sample. So the researcher used this kind of method, which is the descriptive quantitative research, because it's easy to tabulate the data gathered information. So it is also a popular market research tool that allows us to collect and describe the demographic segment's nature. The study was applied to 20 respondents or participants of National Polytechnic College of Science and Technology, in which the study was conducted. So out of 20 participants, there were 18 college education students and two teachers who identify as teacher X and Y, who answered to the said survey. So, and the purpose of this study is to identify the impact of a learning environment to the blended learning of fourth-year education students of NPCST, wherein a blended learning is the substitute to the learning environments nowadays. Blended learning also defined as the combination of a face-to-face and digital technology. Digital instruction rather. So the focus is shifted from teacher-led instruction to student-led learning. Then after validated the survey instruments, it was contributed to the said respondents via Google Forms. And Upon checking the result of the data gathered from the respondents, the following were the results of the surveys based on the specific problems raised in. So the level of effect of blended learning to the learning environment of the fourth year students of NPCST was a 3.72 as interpreted as agree. That wherein the students can reach the online platform wherever you want, provides plenty of opportunities to practice listening and reading skills. And the students of worksheets given in the classroom help them to understand also what they have learned. So in this result, describe the moderate level of effect of blended learning to the learning environment of students that we're facing nowadays. So hence, there is a positive effect of the academic performance of students. The weighted mean was 4.12 interpreted as agree, as the students can study at their own pace with online platform. And blended learning motivates students. So this describes the college students that whatever the learning environment is, the following students of NPCST were adapted to their new learning environment. So the students of NPCST has a positive impact to the learning habits. The weighted mean was a 3.29 as interpreted neutral, as their motivation is very low and studying online platform, and it's very new and difficult way to study in the online platform. So this study, it proven to the students of NPCST that they are facing the challenges of education. So therefore, blended learning considered an average effective alternative in teaching based on the positive impact in the learning habits of students. Most of the students agreed the effectiveness of blended learning. The weighted mean was a 3.54 interpreted as agree. So from the primary findings of the study, the researcher arrives at the following conclusions. The students of NPCST has a moderate level of effect of blended learning on the learning environment, as evidence of the weighted mean of 3.72 as highly agreed by the college students. It was founded that blended learning has a positive impact on the academic performance of students in NPCST, and positive effect of the learning habits of students, which is not impacted to COVID-19 because whatever the learning environments are, the college students was adapted to the new learning environments. But according to the college students and teachers, blended learning is an average effective alternative teaching. So this found that both students and teachers enhances their capability in using technology, which is part of the new learning environment. It found the difference significant between blended learning and learning environment. The students and teachers facing the challenges which result of moderate effect of blended learning which adapted to the new learning environments. So next, based on the conclusions drawn from the study, the researcher was strongly recommended the following. The administration should adopt the blended learning, which can help the students and teachers to become responsible of context. College students must realize the essence of blended learning, which is the new learning environment nowadays to continue the education, both school and universities. It's good to embrace whatever the learning environment is, just to continue the education, especially nowadays that we're in times of pandemic. So overall, blended learning is an average effective to an alternative teaching, which is the most essential factors to the college students and teachers. So therefore, students and teachers must have an expertise in using digital technology, which is highly needed for the blended learning environments. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening and watching.